Hello there. I don't suppose this one needs much of an introduction. Most people have heard of H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. I think the first time I read the book was in my English class. It was one of those that we did during the school curriculum for English literature. I've read it again a few times since. Um, I- there's They've obviously made two films. I suppose it's fair to mention the two films that have been made. One with Rod Taylor in 1960, and another one that was made around 2000 or 2001. Both of the Time Machine films are very entertaining, and I enjoyed them immensely. However, the book is slightly different, and in its own way is perhaps a little bit more enjoyable for me, although the ending is not as bright and as hopeful as what the films portrayed. The endings are a little bit more the ending in the story is a little bit more downbeat and a little morose, really, a bit sad. Where that was a major difference for me, but that doesn't take anything away from the written story because I really like it. The other thing was the Eloi in both the films. They sort of speaking. They seem to have a dialogue. In this, they're much different. They're these little tiny impish human beings, like childlike, infantile creatures, always giggling and laughing, and they're just basically stupid. They've got clothes that are provided for them, and he doesn't know where the clothes come from. They've got food that's provided for him in pots and bowls, and they don't seem to question where it's come from, and they just run around recklessly happy in this wooded area with a river. He sees a girl drowning in the river that he calls Weena, and she can't speak. He saves her and everything, but it's like this little tiny kid type running around him and giggling and laughing all the time as he's exploring the area around him. And when we come to the Morlocks that are coming up from the ground at night and stealing the Eloi to take them back, and they're actually eating them like they're sheep. He obviously gets into a fight with all these monarchs, but they're not great big formidable creatures. I mean, even in the Rod Taylor film, they were quite small, but they were stocky and they were sort of a little bit formidable. In this, they are really small, like the Eloi, but they're like these dog type men, like little tiny werewolves that are jumping over him in numbers and with a ratchet handle. He's formidable, you can really have a go at him because he's like got super strength compared to these dog-like creatures, but it's just their numbers. There's so many of them. The story is perhaps a little more sad than the actual films, and as I've said before, the ending is not so upbeat, but it is a really great story. And obviously, from the author's point of view, I don't think he thinks very highly of the human race, and I think H.G. Wells might have thought that as a species we wouldn't deserve to make it in the future. But it's well worth reading, and I really like the story. It's great, and although the ending is a little downbeat, as I've said before, I thought it was good. I liked the ending a lot, even though it's not as hopeful as the two films would have you think. So I would advise you to read The Time Machine. It is an easy read, but it's a very enjoyable and very gripping one. Anyway, all the best. Good luck.